you have a message saying why DNA cannot be here because he has to be up early. That is okay. That is quite fine. Okay, what I'm going to be doing here is trying to swap out some speakers. I'm going to do a speaker swap. All right. I want to put a 16 ohm V-type speaker in my 212 cab that I use with the Marshall head or the Hiwatt head, because right now I have two 16 ohm classic lead 80s in that cab, and it's just a little bit bright. I think I can dampen it with the V-type, so that's what I'm going to do right now. And then for the Tech 21 amp, I need to get some different speakers in there. Maybe I should keep the Fender speaker and just get a 8 ohm Celestion to pair up with it. Classic lead 16 ohm. Yep. All right. This is the YDNA recommended speaker. This and EVMs, but this is probably better for most people. All right, time to check this cab out. This is kind of cool. Red snakeskin Marshall 1x12. Made for their mini plexi head. I did not pay full price for this. Gotta let you know, I'm not that stupid. All right, on with the show. So we're taking this V-type. The V-type, they don't get a lot of respect because they're a cheaper production speaker. and I don't have a strong opinion about him, but I do think that putting this V-type in with the 16 ohm classic lead 80 is going to tame some highs, and that's what I want to do today. I'm going to tame some highs and then think about what I can do right now for the Tech 21. But I got a feeling, because I need 8 ohm speakers, that I'm just kind of stuck with what I got currently for the Tech 21. Got to buy some more stuff. But let's see how this sounds with the Marshall. Oh, and I can take both outs of the Tech 21 and throw it through this cab here in a little bit too. So that'll be cool. Andy is there, but he's sleeping. That's okay, dude. You do what you need to do. I hope you liked the ballad of the Custom 400. That was a song meant to lift your spirits during this winter season. You know what I need? So I'll tell you how to make a song like that. The ballad of the Custom 400 is that you don't just use Suno or another music program. You go into ChatGPT and prompt them to write song lyrics about such and such topic. Then you take those song lyrics and put that into Suno, and that's how you can get this huge ballad with a story and all this rhyming. And yeah, that exceeded my expectations, and it seems like the Village is quite pleased with the song. And you know what? There isn't a better time for that song to drop, because I think some of us had watched him go through a really shitty day where he helped out his dad and his dad was ungrateful and mean, and it's getting cold out and times are tough. So putting something out there with a positive vibe that's about persevering through hard times, it seems to have meant something to most of the fans of the show. So that's cool, guys. I'm glad that it meant something to you. Okay. All right, so now we have the different speaker arrangement. All right, so I'm not even gonna mess with the Marshall. Let's play the Tech 21 through this cab now. See what it sounds like. What's up, guys? Yep, we got Tech 21. We got Classic Lead 80. We got V-Type. Both are 16 ohm. And we're gonna listen for the differences here. Seem to have like a splinter in my thumb. And it feels like electric shock, but it's not. Took out the Classic Lead 80, which is the YDNA endorsed speaker of choice. Not really, but he provides his endorsement to the qualities of that speaker. All right, let's hear this shit. Now to the speakers that are in the combo. Okay. Well, interesting. Okay. Observations. Well, let me come right back to this. I have some immediate thoughts about what we're hearing. I'll be right back. Okay, my immediate thoughts about this. Here's what happens when you're using solid state amps with different impedance of speakers. So we're going from, I don't really know how this combo is set up impedance wise, but it's two 8 ohm speakers, and the 2x12 cab here is two 16 ohms. So the 2x12 cab, it's got a switch on it to split it to make it either to make it 8 or 16 ohms, I believe. Let's see. Mm. Well, it originally came with 8 ohm speakers. I'm using 16s now. And when it came with 8 ohms, it's got a switch on it to go from 16 to 4. And 4 ohm will allow you to get a lot more volume out of solid state gear than 16 will. So I think right now, I think I either had it on what would be 32 or 8. I probably had it on the 32 setting, so I need to go check that again. But regardless, solid state amps get a lot quieter if you don't have like 2 8 ohm speakers making a 4 ohm load. If you hook a solid state amp up to 16 ohm speaker, that thing is not going to be nearly as loud as a tube amp that has taps on the transformers that will make up for whatever ohm you put it on. There won't be a volume difference on a tube amp if you play 16 ohm, 8 ohm. You'll just set it on the back and you're good to go. But yeah, what's up, Inwoke? So I noticed that the 2 8 ohm speakers were definitely louder than this 212 16 ohm speaker cab. So Invoke says the lower the ohm, the more power it will take from the amp. Yeah, so I noticed that the 2 8 ohm speakers in the combo were louder than my 212 speaker cabinet. I will play more with the switch on the 212 speaker cabinet. Let me do that right now and see if there's a difference. I can't make much more noise because my wife has to do some homework. But let's see. I wonder how these work. I wonder, this is like the switch on the back of a Marshall 412. I wonder during operation, if you switch it, will it do its thing, or does it have to be before you turn it on? It makes scientific sense to me that it would be during operation. I don't hear any difference. I don't know, guys. Does anybody in the chat have a cab that has one of those switches on the back, like a Marshall 412, that lets you go from 1 ohm type to another ohm type? Well, we tried. But I will say that the 212 now doesn't sound, well, I don't know because I didn't hook the Marshall up to it, but It probably doesn't sound as bright as it did before with the two classic lead 80s. Ideally, what I want to get is two 8-ohm classic lead 80s for the 212 cab here. Because the 16-ohm are brighter, and I just think that it's too bright with the super bright Marshall circuits that I like. So I want to go with the two 8-ohm, which will also allow me to get that at 4 ohms and then get a lot of volume from solid state amps going into that. Because that is a fact. Can't really demonstrate it right now, but solid state stuff, if you don't have it at 4 ohms, you're probably not getting the volume that you would expect from a tube amp. But if it's at 4 ohms, it can be loud like that. Well, guys, I wanted to check in and say thank you for all the support on that song. I'm glad that that meant something to somebody. And tomorrow I'll be able to make more noise in here. I'm just trying to go easy on it tonight because my wife's doing homework. But tomorrow I'll tear it up and we'll talk more about tone, and we'll I don't know if I've got any more speakers to swap out right now, but we'll definitely listen to and compare what we've currently got. Okay, well, thanks for being here. See ya.